the sun's just gone behind the clouds. Woo! I think over there you can see the waves breaking on the reef, and it is very, very narrow coming through here. It's been a bit rocky, a bit of an early morning shower for me. We are looking forward to going to Cuba, but wow, the Caymans is an amazing place, and we've had a fantastic time. Woo! Woo! And welcome to Cuba. We made it.
Yes, we had a couple of extra days in Grand Cayman, which was no bad thing because we had a lovely time. You'll see that in this episode. And we were waiting for weather, really, and we didn't quite get that right, did we?
No, we got the wind, but then the sea state was, yeah, something else again. Anyway, we've been here for a couple of days now, and we've had our first chance to look around, and we're looking forward to exploring more. I hope you like the film. Coming up, diving on the Kittiwake, a ship sunk on purpose. Rough, confused seas sailing north from Grand Cayman, and going back in time, Cuban style.
I don't think we've shown enough of this lovely anchorage. Got some visitors, some other people in here.
Got the German couple over there.
Yeah, about 4 boats. The thing about it is the water's not lovely crystal clear blue stuff because it's got an inland sort of lagoon. So we're loaded up with the kayak because we want to go for a little bit of a dive.
Yeah, there is a sunken ship called the Kittiwake, and we're going to go and explore. And we bought the Blue 3 as well, so we're well equipped.
Yeah, I found the extra weights for my weight belt as well. I haven't told you that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, I didn't quite have enough on there, and I know I bought more. And when I was doing the sole, I had to take everything out of loads of lockers, and I found them. So that's good. We can do that. The other thing we've got on board down here is a couple of gas bottles, because you can get gas here. That is a good thing about it. We got all sorts of stuff. Last week we took our mattress out, and there's a big dump here to manage to get rid of that. So while we're in a place where you can do all that sort of stuff, we're getting all that stuff done, because obviously Cuba is next.
Yeah, and there's not a lot in Cuba.
No. So yeah, we'll have a nice day out, and then it'd be one of our last days. We'll be moving on.
The best way to get to the sunken ship is by kayak.
This is the pump from our Fendertex fenders. Works on these as well, so it's great.
We've had this one for 3 years now, and while it's quick to assemble and the body has held together well, it is showing signs of wear and tear.
So the last thing is just to get the little fins on, so it goes in a straight line. We're pretty pleased with this, but there's one thing that's been a problem, isn't there?
Yeah, this is robust, but this just came off in my hands, and all the other straps are broken as well, so yeah, it's a shame because it lets it down, doesn't it?
Yeah, look at this, look, see all the webbing's just all fallen off it, just a little bit of sun exposure, it's just fallen apart, so that's a real shame. So what are you doing here?
Want a coffee? This is my new toy.
Yeah.
So I filled it up with coffee when we were on the boat, and now you put the water in and press play. You have to hold it down for 2 seconds, and you should get coffee in a minute. Espresso coffee.
Let's have a look then.
Is it done?
I think it's done. Stop buzzing.
There we go. You don't get much in an espresso, do you?
I'll taste it. You
Tastes
taste it.
good.
You have some.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, it's really nice. After our quick caffeine hit, we paddle out from 7 Mile Beach to the Kittiwake. Oh, it's so clear. This water's beautiful.
Yeah, that's what we came here for. Clear water, see if we can find some fishes and find the shipwreck, which I think is straight ahead.
Yeah,
it's not too far out. So the Kittiwake is a former US Navy boat. It was actually most famous for being the boat that went to pick up the bits of the Challenger when the Challenger was destroyed. But it was scuppered here, so obviously they cleaned it all up. so it wasn't going to pollute and put it down as a bit of a natural reef. So it's a bit too deep for us to free dive. It's about 60 feet down, but we'll be able to see it in this nice clear water at least.
There are plenty of buoys to tie up to, but when we arrive, we have the place to ourselves. And there she is, resting on the seabed. The Kittiwake was donated to the Cayman Islands by the US Navy. To begin her new life as an artificial reef, she first had to be cleaned up, stripped of engines, paint, wires, anything that might contain toxins which could pollute the sea. A massive job. Engineers also cut several through holes so divers would be able to swim into the ship after sinking. Our friend and patron John was in charge and featured in this documentary.
As salvage master for the sinking, John will ensure the Kittiwake ends up in exactly the right place. The sink site is a small sandy bowl half a mile from shore. Walls of coral heads sit on one side of the site, a deep abyss on the other.
Because we do not have a wide continental shelf around the Cayman Islands, we're on the edge of the Cayman Trench. We can't afford any movement or drift in the vessel when we sink it.
First job is to get the anchors in place because John wants to sink the ship upright on the seabed.
Sand key, slow down, sand key. Do not slack any more anchor chain out on the bow because the stern is pretty close to the marker buoy where it should be.
John starts filling the ship with seawater using pumps on 3 small support boats.
Give it all you got, guys. We're pumping the forward sonar room first, and then we're going back to the compressor room second. We're leaving the big free open compartments, the engine room and the propulsion room to last.
And then the final phase, opening the seacocks. As the boat fills with water, the engineers abandon ship for the last time and then wait.
It's gonna go down.
There she goes.
Wow.
At one point, it looked like she might tip over.
Oh God, there she goes. It righted itself. It rolled at the last moment, but it righted itself because of the anchoring system, so everything worked out well. So we're happy that everybody else is happy.
A successful mission and a wonderful playground for divers. Slowly, the reef fish will also come to make it their home.
Standing upright, perfectly placed. Great job these guys did. Not on her side, I'm standing on her. Look at this. She's gorgeous.
By the time we arrive, 15 years after the sinking, the Kittiwake has shifted slightly and is now on her side. Free diving, it is as much as we can do to get to the deck 10 metres down and then back up again. But with the Blue 3 hooker, we can stay down to take a look. But without diving tanks, we can't go inside. But we can see that the coral is beginning to take hold. An amazing last day for us in the Caymans, except as it turns out, we are staying a little longer.
Well, we were hoping to set off for Cuba today, but there's no wind. What little wind there is coming straight from there, even though for the last month or 2 months really it's been coming straight across on for beam reach for us coming in from the east. But yeah, sod's law, it's changed. But yeah, we're going to make the most of the weekend. It's Saturday today, and just go and have a bit of a play. You can see the party boats all out here. This is the outside bay from where we were in Harbour Creek, which is very, very shallow. I mean, we've got like ½ a metre under us, and it's going to be the same all the way across to where we're just going to anchor and just have a night out here, because it's just nice if we can have a bit of a swim and a relax out here, and make some water as well. Better for making water, so we want to fill the tanks before we go, and then hopefully we'll set off on Monday.
The North Sound is a challenge for our 2-metre draft. We are almost on the bottom as we set out. Then it gets a little deeper in the middle before we get to the beautiful beaches around Starfish Point. This is a conservation area which the starfish love to come to because of the clear water. And for some reason, they don't mind lots of tourists. You can film the starfish, even touch the starfish. You just mustn't lift them out of the water. And you can't miss them because they are bright orange. But people do feed them, which is why this king mackerel is hanging around as well. Along the beachfront there are some beautiful houses and boats.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great little system.
And a beach bar for a snack or a meal. And then we're back on the boat for a starfish orange sunset.
So we got a nice gentle sail back. It was nice to get away just for a night out, and just test a few things out as well. I've got a few things still to do before we set sail proper, one of which is to look at all the lines. You can see this one, it's got a halyard hitch on the end of it because it started to get some chafing, so that's just what I've done. I'm going to do the same with the Yankee, because if you saw last week when I did the rig check, you could see that there's a little bit of chafing on that, quite often the case because of the to stop getting a wrap on it, it comes out at an angle and through, you know, a bit on the top of the mast there, and that often gets a little bit of chafe on it. So when there's no wind, maybe tonight, tomorrow morning, I'll drop the Yankee and just chop a bit off that and retie it, you know, so they, we don't get any further chafe on that. But the worst bit that we've got is this one. This is obviously our sheet. It's a lazy sheet at the moment, so I can do it, and it looks pretty bad, but in fact it's not too bad because it's not gone through to the core any spots. So I'll put a bit of chafe guard on it. This is a Velcro thing that goes around, but I'll sew it on as well so it can't move. I mean, ideally I would have changed this, but the lines here are phenomenally expensive, and I made a really stupid mistake. I did need a new furling line for the Yankee, and I bought that, and it cost me $300 here. and I got the wrong length. I mean, really stupidly. I knew I needed 30 metres, and they don't work in metres here, they work in feet, and I thought 30 metres, that's 90 feet, and I thought I got extra. 90 foot would be okay, but 90 foot actually isn't anywhere near enough. It needs to be 100 foot. 100 foot is closer to 30 metres. I think it's like 98 feet, so I'm just a couple of feet short really. I mean, it still works, but ideally I'd need a little bit more just to get a good wrap on the winch if I need to winch it in. So I've just had to add a little bit of line to it, which I've done at the moment. But yes, when we get back to Europe, I am going to change all the running rigging, because I mean, most of it's getting old now. It starts to chafe more as it gets encrusted with salt. I mean, I'm quite careful with it. If you watch, I wash them a lot, especially when you get dust in it, all that sort of stuff. And you know, you're always getting salt in. So I do freshwater washes of all the lines quite often, but they're just past it now, really. So yeah, I want lines I can trust, and for me that's Marlow. Marlow lines have always been what I've used, and they're great. So I don't want to just be buying lines from anywhere. You don't know how good they are, so I'll get all that done when we get back in Europe. But yeah, for now it's just a patching up job. So we've been waiting for a good weather window to go up to Cuba. Checking predict wind is what we normally do. We've shown it quite a lot. Obviously it's important to get a good weather window up when you've got overnight passages and longer passages. But if I show you this is what we use for the places to go, places to check in, where a good anchorage is. This is no foreign land. It's the resource we use most of all. If I go in, I'll show you where we're going to check in. The check-in customs symbol is this one here. It's the black symbol, so that's where we'll go. It's Key Largo, and if we come out a little bit, you'll see anywhere where there's a little sailboat like that is someone that's actually there at the moment. There's not that many people in Cuba at the moment, but if I press show journey, it'll come up and it'll show, look, this is where these guys have been, and they've been all the way along the south coast. So I can drop them a message. I'll just go onto the chat thing there and drop them a message and just ask, if there's any good local information. You'll get proper up-to-date information there. Most people will get straight back to you. In fact, I went on this about 10 minutes ago, and I saw someone in Havana up here. I press on that. This is Steve and Helena, who are actually the people that run No Foreign Land. I've talked to them before and I noticed their boat there. So I did send a chat message to Steve, and he's got straight back to me, and because I was asking him about what it was like, that northern part. If you look at their journey, they've come all the way along and just done that northern route. So they're giving me information about that, and I can ask specific things.
And then finally, it's time to leave. There's something about leaving the anchorage when the sun's just coming up and you're following the early morning fishermen. Good morning. Even at high tide, the channel from Governor's Creek out to sea is shallow, and there are reefs everywhere. We stick to the channel and take it slowly. Well, the sun's just gone behind the clouds. Woo! I think over there you can see the waves breaking on the reef, and it is very, very narrow coming through here. It's been a bit rocky, a bit of an early morning shower for me. We are looking forward to going to Cuba, but wow, the Caymans is an amazing place, and we've had a fantastic time. Woo! Woo! Once we get the sails up, we are looking at 150 miles to Cayo Largo. But if the wind shifts, as we think it might, we could go the extra 30 miles into Cienfuegos. Either option is good for us, and we get off to a blistering start.
Okay, it's calmed down enough now. I can do a little bit of fishing. I've been waiting all day, and we've been going like 8 knots and bashing through some fairly heavy seas, but yeah, it's just got calm enough, I think, to get the rod out. And I've been waiting for this because look at this. This is the new rod and reel, courtesy of John, our patron. This was in his boardroom. He had a row of fantastic rods there. Thank you for that. Well, maybe the waves haven't died down that much. I'm going to go anyway. I want to do it because I want to test this out, see if I can catch something with this rod. It's going to be brilliant. Look, I mean, it's the best reel by far I've ever had, and this has got little wheels all the way up, a proper trolling rod. So if I can't catch fish with this, I can't catch it with anything. Okay, so there's less than an hour before sunset, but it's nice to try out the new rod and reel, and I fitted a new rod holder. Well, still quite lumpy, quite windy out here. Hopefully it should die down a bit as we get close to Cuba. We get there about lunchtime, hopefully. Did have some success last night with the new rod, or success of a sort. That's what we call it. A garfish, not good eating. So yeah, I'll just chop some bits off it and use it as bait, I think. But yeah, I'm gonna have some breakfast and wait for it to calm down a little bit before I go back to fishing, I think.
Well, it doesn't really calm down. Angry, confused seas make for a rock and roll passage, but at last we have land in sight. The wind did change, so we're coming into Cienfuegos, through quite a narrow passage with other boats around. Guess we'll be following these guys in. Then at last, calm waters and our first taste of Cuba.
Cienfuegos Port Security, Cienfuegos Port Security, this is Yacht Fair Isle.
We have been told to call Port Security as we come in, even if there's no answer, and to fly the Q flag. The other rather quaint request is to ring the bell as we round up to the anchorage. When we get there, we meet the harbour master in the marina to be given the lists of do's and don'ts about visiting Cuba on a boat, including being told exactly where we can anchor inside this box. Coming ashore is also strictly controlled. Hey, our first trip out to real life Cuba. We're just getting the ladder up now. We had to go into the dock to check in. It was relatively simple. The doctor came on board, everyone has to see you. And there are lots of lovely rules here, our favourite.
Yeah, they're very, very friendly, pleasant people though, so it was fine, wasn't it? It's not a problem
it's
at
absolutely
all.
Fine. But yeah, going through all the rules was really quite fun. And one of them is you have to go to a special dinghy dock, which we're going to do in a second.
Yeah.
And yeah, I expect there are other rules we don't know about yet.
Yeah, the first thing for us is to go and get some pesos. I mean, when we're here for all the submarine stuff, they will. Well, they actually didn't take dollars in there. They wanted it on a card, don't they? I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to follow the rules that they have. You can't pay any other way, so you do that, and then it's best to go into town to get the exchange, the proper exchange rates for things, and everything else will be paid for in dollars. You can bring euros as well, apparently, and change those euros to pesos, but we'll see. We'll go and have a look. So yeah, a specific place that we have to go to with the dinghy, which I think is around the back of here. Yeah, you're not allowed to just go
exactly, to go around the back of it.
Anywhere, and they said they check your bag on the way out and they check it back on the way back. I'm not sure what they're looking for, what you're taking ashore or bringing back that you're not supposed to have, but look, you just follow the rules and just go through, and as I say, everyone's so laid back and nice, it's really not a problem. Main street leading to town. The first thing that strikes you really is there's no cars, is there?
No, a couple of tuk-tuks, which we might take on the way back. Actually, it's about, what, half an hour's walk.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So, yeah, and it is getting hot.
Middle of the day, we've come out at the wrong time as always.
Yeah.
But yeah, tuk-tuks look good.
The cars that are here move very slowly, really, almost at walking pace. And this is the supermarket where you queue up for soft drinks and eggs and money.
Judy's got the money. She hasn't robbed the bank, honest.
I changed $200. I think that's enough.
Yeah, a brick worth of money.
Cienfuegos is grand, picturesque, but empty. The tourist train is the only real activity, this one doubling up as a school bus. But one of the advantages of having no cars is that you can sun-dry rice in the street. And on the way back to the boat, yes, we take a tuk-tuk. Yes, it is very quiet here, but also very relaxing. There aren't many tourists, you don't get hassled at all. We did want to go dancing last night, but there was a power cut, so hopefully tonight.
Yeah, it happens quite often apparently here. I was amazed actually that they had electric keyboards and guitars. You'd think they would have gone acoustic, since it does happen all the time. But it was lovely just wandering around. The weather is perfect here at the moment. There's a cool breeze coming down from all the storms that are happening up in the States, and it was the same actually in the Grand Caymans just before we left. We had a lovely last couple of days there. I mean, that dive was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, just being able to see the wreck from the surface and then diving down. I think it was the one time I did think it'd be nice to have tanks, because I think all the action's on the inside, isn't it?
They've configured that dive for that, because you can just swim through from one area inside to another through the different chambers. But yeah, with the Blue 3, at least you could get down and stay down and have a look through. I mean, obviously not safe to go in there with the pipe on your back, but you know, you're looking through and you can stay down there basically as long as you like. So that was great. It worked well.
Yeah, it was. Here though, we are going to do some inland exploring, and I think once we put the boat in the marina, which you have to do before you leave it, we will be going up to Havana.
Yes, I mean basically what people do here is that they use the taxis mainly. It's a thing called collectivo, so you pay depending on how many people are in the taxi, but I think it ends up being about $50 US to go up to Havana, which we want to do. It's about 150 miles up to there, and then we want to also go to Trinidad, which is only about 20 miles away, and that's about $20. So yeah, it's a good rate.
So lots to explore, and after that we'll be sailing again.
We will, yeah, looking forward to that. We've got youngest daughter, Millie, that's flying in, so she's going to join us for a couple of weeks sailing. We'll probably sail around the western tip and up to Havana. I think that's probably the best route, but I mean, you can go all over here. I mean, one of the really good things about this sort of southern edge of all the cays, there's lots of these beautiful areas, the Garden of the Kings, Garden of the Queens, they call them. They're national parks. I mean, if you take what they tell you in here, they say, oh, you can't stop there. They know people do stop there. Really, the rule here is that if you stop at one of the 6 marinas, the government-led marinas, and you go ashore through there, and that's what you have to do. So you can't stop in a built-up area and just go ashore willy-nilly. You can't do that.
No.
But what people seem to do, and doesn't seem to matter, is if you're in the middle of nowhere in the cays, and you just stop, and you can anchor there. People do it for weeks and snorkel and have a nice time, and then go on to the next place. So yeah, you just got to be careful when you're in a built-up area. When there's anybody around that might have a uniform, you've got to obey the rules. So yeah, we'll see as we go. We'll report back on how that goes.
Yeah, we are getting used to rules. We are, honest. So thank you to our patrons, thank you to our subscribers, and thank you for watching. And see you next time.
Thanks for watching.